Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. Welcome back to Movie Monday. I'm on the Star Trek marathon, and this week, I should say, is Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, which is interesting. So they are still fugitives at this point, which makes sense. This synopsis sounds interesting. To save Earth from an alien probe, Admiral James Kirk and his fugitive crew go back in time to San Francisco in 1986 to retrieve the only beings who can communicate with it. Humpback whales. Right, I guess these whales have a specific frequency to make contact with this probe. So we have introduced time travel to Star Trek. This should be quite intriguing. Does this mean they can go back and save the guy from the first one I can't remember the name of? Certainly interesting seeing the crew in, you know, modern day. Well, 1986 is quite a while ago now, but still, you consider it modern day, especially for the time the movie came out in. 1986 is a decent year. Anyway, the point is, it's interesting seeing this team in 1986 because obviously they're from hundreds of years in the future. They've gone back in time hundreds of years and they're back to like a normal reality. So far we've just seen, you know, obviously futuristic stuff because of the time they're in and a lot of sci-fi stuff, and now we're in a more grounded, realistic world, and it's just intriguing seeing them mix in with this normal world. So like, I like these scenes quite a bit. I also like how they basically know nothing about the customs of Earth that many years ago, which kind of makes sense to be fair. If I went back 300 years, then I'd probably get confused too, so fair enough. You know, but they're getting confused about simple things like bus fares, but it's understandable. Obviously they probably don't use buses in the future, so at least in this universe. They meet a woman who protects a couple of whales. They're in captivity for now just to keep them safe because they're being hunted down. Numbers are going down. They're on the verge of going extinct, and in the future, hundreds of years later, there are no humpback whales anymore. The plan is to simply go back in time, get 2 whales, and bring them back to the future. And this woman they meet, surprisingly, has 2 whales, 2 humpback whales in captivity. She wants to keep them safe, but because it can't be funded anymore, she's got to release them to like Alaska or something. So he's trying to get her to give her the whales instead. Give her the whales? Give him... He's trying to get her to give him the whales so he can take them better to the future. What surprised me a bit is how quickly she believes he's from the future. Like, is she being sarcastic? Does she actually not believe him? Sorry, I'm a bit slow today, alright? I have an excuse. I've been working the last few days since Thursday. It's now Sunday night. I work 4 till midnight, alright? It's a tiring shift. And I got work tomorrow, Monday, so there is that. Or today, rather, because I finish at midnight, which is the next day. But it is an interesting plan, you know? Go back in time, take 2 whales, bring them back to your present, which is in the future, and repopulate the whale population with those 2 whales. It's a bold strategy. One's already pregnant, so they've got a head start, but they still got to get the whale to the future. That interrogation and chase scene with Chekhov and US Navy was pretty funny, until the part where he fell off onto the lower deck. Just jump in the water, mate, you're outside. I love how their doctor sees surgeons from 1986 and calls them medieval. Of course 1986 would be medieval to them. I mean, fair enough. Bro, that shot with the ship in the sea is really cool. There's a scene, it's like, I'm in the last 5 minutes of the movie. There's hunters trying to hunt these 2 whales down and they save them. But when the ship appears, when it, because it's invisible obviously, so when it appears physically and they see it, the shot of the ship and the size and the scale of it compared to the boat, that was elite. Now that is how you do effects. So the whales, they brought them to the future, and the whales essentially communicated with these aliens, this alien probe, which is basically a giant cylinder in the sky, in space. And yeah, who knows what was said? You just hear whale noises from the whales and then whale noises from the alien probe. But whatever was said, whatever was communicated, whatever the whales said to the aliens, it worked. Because they turned back. This is a very unique way to solve an alien invasion. It's very unique. I've not seen anything like it. We've seen plenty of movies about, I've seen plenty of movies about alien invasions, and this is definitely unique. I enjoyed this. This is really fun. They also brought the woman, the whale biologist, to the future. So does this not alter the rules of time travel? I'm just, you know what it is, I've watched too much Superhero movies. Yeah, I'm thinking too much of Marvel and DC. Yeah, I assume her being hundreds of years in the future won't affect anything. I also like how they're progressing with Spock as well, because obviously he doesn't remember who he is. I like how they're progressing this because he thinks logically now. He's lost his memories, even though he's half human. But there's one point in the movie where he opts to save a human life instead of doing the logical thing, which I thought was interesting. His character has grown, and with his new experiences, like in this film, even if he doesn't go back to being the original Spock, he still goes back to being the Spock we know and love, if that makes sense. He still becomes the kind person, even if he doesn't remember his past. Spock speaking to his dad more like a human. You know, that's character growth right there compared to where he was in the last movie. I'm loving the return of the USS Enterprise. The perfect way to bring it back. So yeah, the movie's over now. I enjoyed that the most out of the four so far. I think in terms of how good the movies were, I think the second one was the best one. I think Wrath of Khan was the best one so far in terms of like quality of movie. But I think this was the most fun. This is the one I enjoyed the most. And yeah, I'm glad I started this because I watched the first one. I was just like, yeah, I like it, but like, what's special about it? I enjoyed it. I just didn't love it. So I just thought, oh, will I love the rest? But yeah, I did. Wrath of Khan was amazing. I liked the third one, and this was really, really fun. So yeah, it just gets better and better, I think. So I look forward to watching 5 and 6, which would, I think, close out this era of Star Trek. And then there's 2 other eras. I don't know when they fall in the timeline, but I'm looking forward to that as well. But yeah, this original series of Star Trek movies are very good, and I'm glad I didn't need to watch the TV shows to understand it as well, because I didn't want to watch that much content just to like do these videos. But yeah, this is fun. I feel like I'm running out of franchises to watch now. What do I watch next? I don't know. I've run out of franchises to watch for the first time, unless I switch to horror, which I hate. I hate horror. Maybe I should watch Saw. I think people love my reactions to it because I'm very squeamish. Anyway, regardless, I'll give this one a rating of a 9 out of 10. Really had fun. For me, it's my favourite one so far. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and see ya.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it